CNN safety analyst and former FAA safety inspector David Soucie is looking at this with me today. David, your analysis based on the information that we have at this hour, at this early stage.
Yes, Cyril, as you said, it's still early, but from what we can tell from that video, it looks as though, and well, if you combine that with the weather radar that I looked at, it looks that there may have been a wind shear. There may have been a place in the thunderclouds where the temperatures change, and it can change up to 30 or 40 kilometers per hour on the wind speeds. And when that happens and you're approaching the airport and you're getting ready to land, that can be just devastating with trying to get the aircraft down on the ground safely. So it appears to me that it hit the ground hard and drove the landing gear up into the wings. And that's why we see those sparks as it goes down the runway.
So if it is indeed that, if we explore that theory of the wind shear, is there anything that can be done when you're on a plane, when you're the pilot, when you're actually flying it to avoid a crash?
Well, I'll tell you. Well, Cyril, if there was something that could have been done, they did it, because it's just miraculous that there was only 3 fatalities out of this. Could have been much, much worse. And it's just testament to the work that the ground personnel and that the crew on board the airplane did to prepare the passengers for this, and that they were in a position and ready for the impact. So I think that all the training and the being prepared for this type of accident has really paid off in this case.
Yeah, in fact, look, we're looking at the pictures, and it's just stunning. It is very sad that there are 3 fatalities, 3 people died in this crash, but when you see the plane, and it's just broken into 3 different parts, it's actually surprising that not more people, as you say, lost their lives in this. What can you tell us? Is there anything that can be gleaned from looking at those pictures, the way that the plane broke apart?
Well, it was at a very high speed, and that's, you know, at first we thought that perhaps it had run off the end of the runway, but that's obviously not the case now. When it's at that speed, the aircraft really is designed to brake in those particular sections if it is under a major load when it comes in for a hard landing. And the reason for that is to absorb the impact, absorb the kinetic energy that's in that airplane, and try to get it slowed down and stopped as quickly as possible. But in this case, you can see that the nose of the aircraft had broken off, and it actually flipped upside down. It either buckled under or back over the top of the aircraft, and that's very atypical with these types of accidents. So the speed must have been very high still, and it turned sideways, which would cause that twisting motion to pull the nose up and around. And again, it's just when an airplane's in this condition, it's nothing but sharp and jagged metal, and it's taken hours to get people out of there safely. Again, a testament to these rescue workers to not just hastily take people out, because as you know, in other aircraft accidents that we've talked about, even after they're extracted from the airplane, there can be fatalities and injuries as people get taken out of the aircraft and away from the aircraft. So they did a great job of doing that. And again, it's tragic that we've lost 3 lives in this. I don't want to diminish that, but certainly it could have been much, much worse.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're thankful that it wasn't, even though the vast majority of people who were on their aircraft were then hospitalized for injuries. So we've got to keep that in mind. But David Soucie, thank you so much for your analysis today. Good to talk through this with you.
Thank you, Cyril.